之見咧係一一破除嘅。
So now the mind of the yogi or meditator is free from all false views. Thus, the stage of purity of view, Ditti Visuddhi, is further reinforced. And also, since the yogi has now overcome all the 16 doubts, as well as the subsequent doubt, so he is said to overcome or transcend all doubt. So he is also attained the purity by transcending doubt that we call Kenka Vidarana Visuddhi. Now the landmark of this stage of purity is Yatha Buddha Jnana, knowledge which can discern the reality correctly, or Pachaya Parikaha Jnana, the knowledge which can discern all the process of mentality and materiality.
咁咧我哋透過收集呢一個觀願啦，於是乎咧就能夠清除各種嘅邪見啊。咁呢個咧就叫做道而清淨啊。原因咧就係當邪見清除咗之後，正見確立咗之後咧，我哋咧就能夠超越頭先講嘅經藏講嘅16種嘅疑惑啦，同埋論藏講嗰幾種嘅疑惑啊。疑結啊，咁咧我哋一清除咗之後咧，就到達呢個道而清淨呢個階段啊。咁我哋點知自己到咗呢個道而清淨個階段咧？就視乎我哋係咪已經獲得一個智啊。咁呢個智咧又有兩種講法嘅。咁第一種講法咧就係你是否能夠分辨到現實呢個存在狀態，正確咁樣分別到呢個狀態啊，咁呢個就係第一種嘅智啊。第二種智咧就叫緣攝受智啦，就係指咧你能唔能夠睇到咧每一個名法同色法佢嗰個因係乜嘢嘢啊？如果你能夠睇到咧，你能夠追到個緣啊，咁啊叫緣攝受智。當你獲得呢種智之後咧，咁你就可以話俾自己聽啦啊，我已經達到道而清淨嘅階段啦。
So if you can come to this stage, then you will be called a junior stream winner. So a stream winner is a noble person who has eliminated 2 defilements, that deity and Vijikicca, completely. So now this yogi meditator, he has not completely eliminated deity and Vijikicca yet, but he had eliminated, has temporarily eliminated deity and Vijikicca. So he resembles a stream winner, but he is not a real stream winner yet. So he is called Chula Sotapanna, junior stream winner. So he will not be reborn in the woeful abode in his subsequent life.
咁咧，如果你達到呢個道而清淨呢個階段咧，咁你就可以肯定有一個非常之好嘅果報。呢、個果報就係你下一世咧就唔會去惡趣，跟住落嚟呢一世嘅話唔會去到惡趣嗰度投生嘅咁咧你就可以叫自己叫做小須陀行即係正式嘅翻譯叫小須陀行。你其實可以將佢翻譯成為初級須陀行或者見習須陀行，是但你啦即係總之咧，你已經具備呢一個須陀行基本嘅特質啦。咁點解咧？咁須陀行咧其實就係一個聖者嚟嘅證咗果嘅聖者。咁咧呢一個須陀行咧就破除咗3種嘅結咁但係呢個小須陀行咧，其實係破除咗2個結嘅啫，就包括呢個邪見啦，同埋呢個疑換言之咧，佢就已經證得呢個明晰辨別智啦，同埋呢個緣攝受智咁因為佢已經斷除咗邪見啦，同埋疑咁所以咧佢就具備咗真正嘅須陀行聖者咧一啲嘅特徵咁雖然佢仲有一個結未破啦，但係佢都可以肯定咧 跟住落嚟嘅下一世咧就唔會去到惡趣嗰度投生嘅。
Now these two knowledges, Nama Rupa Prechida Jnana, the knowledge of defining mentality, materiality, and the Patyara Brekha Jnana, the knowledge of discerning the causes of mentality, materiality. The two knowledges that we have just described, they are very important. They are the basic knowledges in insight meditation, and they constitute the foundations for the arising of insight knowledges in later stages. So these two knowledges, they are not called insight knowledge yet. Insight knowledge vipassana jnana, because also they do not take notice of three characteristic marks. Remember, anicca, dukkha, anatta. So that means up to that, we say that the yogi does not perform meditation, the vipassana yet, just preparing for vipassana. So you have to attain these two knowledges correctly, so that you are ready to undertake vipassana. Okay.
咁頭先講到嘅名色辨別智同埋緣攝受智咧，喺內觀智入邊係非常之重要㗎，因為咧佢哋係跟住落嚟嗰10種觀智嘅基礎嚟㗎。咁即係話，如果你呢兩個字收得唔好咧，後邊嗰啲就會收得唔好嘅嚇。咁所以係一個非常之重要嘅字，兩個字嚟㗎。
So we go to the next topic, the stage 5. The stage 5 we call purity of vision in discerning the path and not path. Megha, Jnana, Dasana, Visuddhi. So that means we are ready to undertake vipassana now, because we have discerned all mentality, materiality. We can also see them arising and dissolving very rapidly. So when we see them arising and dissolving very rapidly, we can understand three characteristic marks. So the characteristic mark of impermanence, characteristic mark of suffering, and the characteristic mark of not self. So now we are ready to perform vipassana. So now they describe here the 4 methods of undertaking the vipassana. Okay.
咁跟住下一個階段咧，就係道非道自見清淨啊。咁呢個清淨咧，就係幫我哋去確立建立最後清淨見嘅一啲嘅方法啊。咁我哋知道邊啲係方法，邊啲唔係方法。咁透過乜嘢嘅修行可以要佢有呢種辨別嘅能力啦？即係邊啲係道，邊啲係非道啊？咁第一個咧就係我哋咧希望觀到物質同埋精神作用嘅3種嘅特相啊，我哋叫咧呢個叫三相智啊。咁跟住咧，我哋咧又能夠觀到咧事物咧佢生起同埋滅除啊，明法同埋色法佢生起同埋滅除嗰個過程啊，睇到成個過程嘅，我哋叫呢個叫生滅智。
So now we just try to see what is this first method. Kalapa Sammasana method. It is the investigation of all conditioned things. Conditioned things mean sankhara, and they mean mentality and materiality. Now in the 31 planes of existence, in terms of 5 aggregates of clinging, without differentiating them as belonging to the past, the present, and the future. So considering, here I make a mistake here. It should be, so in your book also, you change it into material group. Considering all material groups, so in the 31 planes of existence, but in our case we have to see, we can see only material groups in our body, as well as in other people's body. So that is the example of the material groups in 31 planes of existence. So here, according to this description, we have to see in 31 planes, so we cannot see there. So considering all material groups, so that have arisen with causes. So you already know the cause and effect. The causes that give rise to this material groups. So considering these material groups and the causes that give rise to them, so he meditates. This material group has the nature to dissolve, to perish and pass away. So it is impermanent nature. It has the nature of fearfulness because of their incessant dissolution. So it is unsatisfactory or suffering, dukkha. It possesses no substantial entity which does not perish. So it is not I, not person, not ego, nor atta. So you reflect anatta. So, seeing these characteristics, you just reflect anicca, 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 and then dukkha, dukkha, dukkha for some time, and then anatta, anatta for some time. Okay.
咁跟住內觀嗰個字咧，我哋要收集就係三上字啦咁三上字有幾個方法收嘅第一個方法咧就係依蘊去收嘅何謂依蘊咧？我哋咧就首先咧就睇到呢個色聚嘅集合即係我哋嘅色蘊啦。我哋去睇31種嘅即係所有存在狀態。如果佢有色蘊嘅咧，我哋都睇到呢啲咁嘅色蘊咧，佢咧有具備一啲嘅特相呢啲特相就係當佢一生起嘅時候咧，佢就會即刻消失嘅。咁然後下一個色蘊色聚咧嘅集合我哋簡稱色蘊啦咁咧佢就會生起滅除、生起滅除嘅咁咧佢咧就具備咗呢個無常嘅特性因為佢一生起就會滅除嘅咁然後咧由於佢生起就會滅除咧，佢會具備苦嘅特相原因咧就係你冇辦法將佢即係保留嘅佢係不停咁樣去滅除嘅。咁跟住咧，佢成個過程都係一個流動嘅過程，又係唔會有一個實體永恆不變嘅實體存在嘅。咁所以亦都會冇我啦、冇人相啦等等嗰啲冇一個自我或者靈魂喺度嘅。咁你辨別咗色蘊之後咧，你咧就去辨別呢個受蘊，即係所有受嘅聚合叫受蘊，或者咧想蘊，所有概念嘅聚合，乃至於另外嗰50個心所啦即係呢個行蘊啦，同埋呢個色蘊咁你分別判別咗呢個五蘊之後咧，你就會發現咧呢個五蘊嘅都具備有三相嘅特徵無論佢係邊一個層次嘅存在。
So, as the meditator has already defined all the 5 aggregates or 5 groups in his body and also in the other people's bodies, then he can continue his meditation with the feeling group and then the perception group and then the group of mental formations and the consciousness group in the same way.
Sorry, I translated the lines. I thought you had
to... Good. Yes. Now we go to the number 2, Adhyana Samasana method. So this method investigates the conditioned things, that means the mentality, materiality, in the 31 planes. So in our case, when we shall just, we can also see only in our bodies and in other people's bodies, by way of duration. So he divided conditioned things into the past, the present, and the future groups. So that means you have to see your past existence, and the present existence, and the future existence, and the 5 aggregates in the past existence, the present, and the future existence as well. Then he meditates like this. The material aggregate in the past life has all perished in the past life. It does not proceed or pass on to the present life. Because of its nature of perishing away, it is impermanent nature. Because of its nature of fearfulness, it is suffering, dukkha. Because of its nature of not ego or not self or not utter, it is anatta. Then he considered the fact that all material groups in the present life will perish in this life and will not pass on to the future life. So he again meditates on the present material groups as, so it should be mental. Here already material group. The material group as anicca, dukkha, anatta. So he considered the fact that all material in the present, so that is in the past life. Now innocent is in the present life. Will perish in this life and will not pass on to the future life. So again he meditates on the present material group as impermanent, nature, suffering, dukkha, and not self, anatta. So after finishing the material with material group, so he meditates in the same way for the remaining 4 mental groups. So considering one group at a time.
咁跟住第二個建立三上智嘅方法咧，就係依三世去觀嘅。咁佢首先咧將一切因緣和合嘅事啦，即係我哋嘅五蘊咧，就分成3組過去、現在、將來啦。咁佢首先咧就觀呢個色蘊嘅聚合嘅過去、現在、將來。咁觀完之後咧，就觀另外嗰4蘊受想行識4蘊嘅過去、現在、將來，佢分成3組觀嘅咁首先咧就觀呢個色蘊嘅過去咁我哋睇到咧過去嘅色蘊，即係過去生嘅色蘊咧，就當佢生起咗之後咧，佢就已經滅除咗㗎啦已經消失咗㗎啦。咁由於佢有變化啦，咁即係生起同埋滅除啦，所以我哋睇到佢係無常嘅咁呢個過程入邊咧係苦嘅，係可怖嘅，所以我哋觀到佢係苦嘅。咁然後呢個過程，因為佢又生起又滅除咗，即係換言之，佢唔係實體啦，所以佢係無我嘅咁當我哋睇咗過去嘅色聚之後咧，色蘊之後咧，咁我哋就再睇現在呢一刻嗰個色蘊現在咧生起咗之後咧，終有一日佢會滅除嘅，會死亡嘅咁所以咧佢又係具備無常苦無我嘅。咁跟住我哋咧就觀察將來嘅色蘊，咁亦都睇到咧將來生起咗佢都會滅除，亦都係具備無常苦無我嗰個三相嘅咁當佢觀完色蘊之後咧，佢就依照呢個方法去觀其他嘅名蘊啦，譬如過去嘅受、現在嘅受同埋將來嗰個受蘊，咁佢都睇得好清楚嘅。咁所以咧，如果要用呢一個方式去培育呢個三上智咧，咁咧我哋必須要有能力咧睇到過去生啦，同埋將來生否則咧我哋就冇辦法用呢個方法去培育呢個三上智嘅。
So we go to the third method of the Vipassana meditation. We call it Santati Sammasana method. So this method investigates mental materiality, so in terms of continuous series. So to practice this method, the yogi divides the material groups in one life as a series of hot materiality and a series of hot and cold materiality, etc. So that means the tejo, the element of heat, has the characteristic of both hotness and coolness. It has the two characteristics, hotness and coolness. And sometimes it produces only the hot series of materiality. And sometimes it gives rise to only the cold series of materiality. So the way you reflect is the hot series of materiality has all perished. It does not pass on to the cold series of materiality. And because of its nature of perishing, it is impermanent a nature. Because of its nature of fearfulness, not to dissolve all the time, it is suffering, dukkha. Because of its nature of not self, or not ego, or not soul, no atta, it is anatta. So similarly, considering the various cognitive series of consciousness, he meditates that the idle cognitives, the cognitive series of consciousness perish soon after they are formed, and they do not pass on to the ear-door cognitive series of consciousness. And that ear-door cognitive series of consciousness also perish soon after they are formed, and they do not pass on to the nose-door, the nose-door cognitive series, and so on. So they are a nature, impermanent, dukkha, suffering, and anatta, non-self. So that's the way we do it.
咁第三種觀法咧，就係、依呢個相續啊。咁樣我哋首先咧就呢個禪修者啦嚇，咁佢去觀察各種嘅色法嘅時候咧，咁佢就會睇到啦，有啲色法係具備熱嘅特性嘅，有啲色法具備冷嘅特性，我哋叫呢啲叫觀火大啦啊。咁呢個具備熱嘅特性嘅色法咧，當佢一生氣之後，佢就會滅除啦。咁佢滅除咗之後咧，下一個色法先會生起啊！咁嗰個色法可能係冷嘅啊，咁我哋睇到呢、個冷嘅，佢唔係來自於熱嘅色法嘅啊，佢本身就係一個新嘅色法嚟嘅啊。咁所以呢個過程入邊，我哋睇到嘅咧，佢係無常嘅啊，同時咧佢係苦嘅啊。咁你可能好中意熱嘅，唔中意冷嘅都唔出奇，或者調翻轉啊。咁由於過程冇實體啦，所以佢係無我嘅嚇，咁你睇得好清楚。咁另一種形式咧就係睇嗰個明法啦。咁睇明法咧就透過觀嗰個心路歷程㗎。咁我哋會發現咧，當我哋睇到一樣嘢嘅時候，佢所聯繫嗰啲步驟啊，嗰17個步驟咧，所牽涉到嘅心理作用咧，佢係一生氣咗之後，嗰17個步驟就會滅除，然後有份心嘅。咁然後咧。可能你跟住聽到嘢嗰個咧係一個獨立嘅，係一個新嘅心路歷程嚟嘅。咁然後呢個耳門心路歷程滅除咗之後咧，你可能呢個時候又聞到嘢，咁又生起咗呢個鼻門嘅心路歷程，佢又係另一組嘅意識流嚟嘅。咁所以佢係變化緊嘅，佢係無常嘅啦。咁因為佢有變化，所以佢係苦啦。咁然後咧過程入邊冇實體咧，所以佢係無我嘅。咁用依相續呢個形式，我哋就咧分別去觀呢個色法係嗰個唔相續啦，同埋明法嘅唔相續咧，我哋睇到佢個三相啦，中間顯示到嘅。
So now we can go to number 4, Kana Samasana method. So this method investigate the conditioned things of mental materiality by way of momentariness. So he meditates like this. The material group which is formed in the past moment has all perished in that moment. It does not pass on to the present moment. Because of dissolution, nature, it is impermanent a nature. Because of its nature of fearfulness, it is suffering, dukkha. Because of its nature of not self or ego, it is anatta. And then the mental groups, Chaita and Vedasikas, that have arisen at the moment of Adita Bhovinga, have all perished at that moment. They do not pass on to the movement of Bhovinga Chalana. Because of their nature of perishing, they are nature. Because of their nature of fearfulness, they are dukkha, and because of the nature of not self or ego or soul, they are anatta. So you can show also the chart number 9, the bottom one, the top one. So like in this cognitive series, we see all the mental groups that arise at the Adita Bhovinga, they just dissolve at that moment. They don't pass on to the Bhovinga, to the movement of Bhovinga Chalana. And also, material group that arise at this, at the moment of Bhovinga Chalana will also dissolve at that moment, and they don't pass on to the movement of Bhovinguppacheda. So all these mental groups, so they just dissolve at the moment. Soon after the horizon, they just dissolve at that moment, as they do not pass on to the next movement. So they are impermanent. So we call it they are unnatured, and because of the nature of the perishing, perishing all the time, there is the nature of fearfulness. They are suffering dukkha, and because there is no substantial entity exists, so they have the nature of non-self, anatta.
咁跟住落嚟嗰個方法咧，就係、依剎那去觀嗰個三相啊。咁我哋咧睇到咧嗰個無論係色法同埋名法咧，佢一生起咧佢就會滅除嘅啊。咁我哋睇到呢、個色聚色組嗰方面、色蘊嗰方面啦啊。咁當過去嘅色蘊生起之後，佢就會消失㗎啦啊。咁咧佢又唔會延續到呢一個現在呢一刻嘅，而佢呢個生滅係非常之快速嘅啊。咁所以叫做依剎那。咁由於佢有生滅啦，佢係無常啦，由於佢有變化啦，所以佢係苦嘅。咁中間係冇實體啦，所以佢係無我嘅啊。咁跟住咧，我哋就觀完呢個色蘊之後咧，就觀呢個名蘊啊。咁觀名蘊一樣啦。咁我哋觀到咧譬如咧，以呢個眼門心路歷程去講啦，當過去有份心生起嘅時候咧，佢就會滅除。咁然後咧有份波動，佢先至會再生起嘅呢個心，然後佢又會滅除。咁跟住咧就到呢個有份斷佢生起，咁滅除咁咧前一個生起咗滅除咗之後咧，下一個先至會再生起同埋滅除。咁而呢兩個咧係唔等同嘅關係嚟㗎，因為佢係唔同嘅心嚟嘅咁我哋咧甚至能夠辨別到咧咁微細咁剎那嘅法全部都睇得到。咁我哋睇到呢個過程入邊咧，佢係不停咁變化嘅佢係苦嘅，佢係無我嘅。咁我哋用呢個方式咧去培育呢個對三相智嘅了解。
And as we described earlier, in the discerning the causal relations of dependent origination. So we say the yogi has seen the materiality in the past life, the present life, and the future life. They also saw the causal relations of these existences. So they have already characterized mental materiality in 4 ways each. Remember, by lakkhana, their characteristic, by rasa, their function, and then also by paccupatthana, so the result of that function, and then by padatthana, the nearest causes that give rise to each mental materiality. So when they have characterized in these 4 ways, they can see this mental materiality very precisely, very clearly. So as you have already did that meditation, so you can see this the long stream of mental materiality arising, the dissolving. Just if you have seen the movie and you can see the whole movie, so just like you see them, so they can recall to this mental stream and mental material stream. So they just they can just sit comfortably and just meditating anicca, they seeing those mental materiality arising and dissolving incessantly. So you can just say anicca for some time. dukkha, 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 dukkha for some time, anatta, anatta, anatta for some time. So if you can see these mental materiality at the moment of their arising, and also at the moment of their existing, and all the moment of their dissolving, then we say your knowledge of the defining the name. So where we are. So about the end of the death. So you just go go on by making in this way for thousands of times. So the yogi is investigating. The yogi is investigating knowledge, improves more and more until he is able to see the arising instant, the perishing instant of mentality, materiality very clearly. So at this stage, the meditator stops considering the cause-effect relation and concentrate only on the arising instant, perishing instant of nama rupa, the arising and perishing phenomena of mentality and materiality. And it becomes very distinct when the knowledge known as udayabhya jnana, which observe these phenomena, also arises. So at this knowledge gathers in strength. The 10 upekilesa, impurities of vipassana, normally arise. So the upekilesa are very distinct, and so they represent a very good criteria for judging whether one has really attained udayabhya jnana or not.
跟住咧我哋做個總結啦嚇。咁咧嗱，我哋頭先講到咧，你觀呢個名色法嘅時候咧，你咧就觀完之後咧，你繼續觀，用各種嘅方式去觀呢個名色法啦。咁所謂各種嘅方式咧，就係你必須要達到論藏內觀嘅方法啊。咁論藏內觀方法就頭先教授同大家講咗啦。就係咧，你去觀呢個名法或者色法嘅特相啦，觀佢哋嘅功能啦，觀佢哋嘅現氣啦，同埋觀佢哋嘅近因。咁你睇得好清晰嘅時候咧，你就會睇到名色法咧係不停咁樣去生，同埋不停咁樣去滅嘅。咁對於你嚟講咧，你就好似睇緊一套戲咁樣嚇。唔同組別嘅名法啦、色法啦嚇。咁咧，你咧首先咧就係觀佢哋嘅無常相啦，咁然後你咧就花段時間觀佢嘅苦相啦，咁然後咧你又睇到佢嘅無我相啊，咁呢三個相好清晰嘅時候咧，你睇到唔同嘅階段嘅時候，無論係名法同埋色法，佢嘅生嘅階段係點樣，住嘅階段係點樣，滅嘅階段係點樣，你全部都睇得好清楚啊！而且呢個階段入邊咧，嗰三個相咧，你都能夠好清晰咁樣辨別得到，毫無懷疑咁睇到咧無常係乜嘢，苦係乜嘢呢個無我係啲乜嘢嘢咁咧，於是乎咧，你就能夠達到呢個三上智咁咧去到呢一個階段嘅時候咧，好多時咧就會有啲現象出咗嚟㗎。咁呢啲現象都係一啲好嘅現象咁咧，我哋就將呢啲現象咧叫做十種內觀嘅染咁當你見到呢十種內觀嘅染嘅時候咧，你就會知道咧，究竟自己嗰個三上智係修成點樣啦。
So just please go to a little. Okay, I like to tell you about this. So as we are reflecting anicca, dukkha, anatta in several ways. Now we say as we keep on meditating and rotating anupassana. So anupassana means we reflect as dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. We call it dukkha nupassana. When we reflect anicca, 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 we call it the anicca nupassana. So when we reflect anatta, anatta, we call it anatta nupassana. So as we reflected in this way, in turn, now the ability of the meditator to investigate three characteristic marks, that is dukkha, anicca, dukkha, anatta of mentality and materiality, become better and better until they are able to see the arising instant, the existing instant, and the perishing instant of each mentality and each materiality. And this is the culmination of sammasana jnana. So this sammasana jnana is the first insight knowledge. So the knowledge that can see the arising and dissolving of mentality, materiality, and that can also see as we say here, the arising instant, existing instant, and perishing instant of each mentality, materiality. So remember this mental material, the arising, dissolving all the time. So when he keep on meditating, then he can see the arising, existing, and then dissolving. And also arising instant, existing instant, and dissolving instant. So if you can clearly see and there's three instants, then we say it comes to the culmination, that is the highest state of sammasana jnana. But you keep on meditating on this mental materiality in terms of three anupassana, as we said, and then your knowledge will also increase. Then you can see the arising instant. So the next one, the arising instant and the dissolving instant. Here we say. So as the yogi, the arising and perishing phenomena of mentality and materiality groups become very extinct when the knowledge known as udyapayana, which observe these phenomena also arise. So this is the second vipassana knowledge. So this knowledge is the knowledge that can see the arising phenomena and the perishing phenomena of this mental materiality very clearly.
好，咁我哋睇翻啦，就當我哋觀呢個名色流嘅時候咧。我哋睇到呢一個名色流嗰個三相去培養嗰個三相字上面嗰個心山係三相字咁咧就當我哋睇到去培育呢個三相字嘅時候，用頭先講嗰四種方法去培育啦。咁如果我哋咧喺呢個名序同埋色序咧，佢成個心滅嘅過程入邊，可以持續咁樣咧睇到佢嘅無常嗰個特相咧。咁我哋就能話咧，自己已經達到咗呢個無常隨觀呢種嘅能力。咁同樣道理啦，如果我哋真係睇到佢過程入邊嗰個苦嘅特相咧，我哋就會話呢個咧叫苦隨觀咁然後咧，我哋睇到呢個無我嘅特性咧，我哋就叫做無我隨觀咁如果咧你睇得好清晰到嗰個程度咧，就係每一個剎那生嘅剎那、住嘅剎那、滅嘅剎那，你都睇得清楚嘅咧，咁你就已經達到第一種內觀嘅字啦，就叫做三常字咁同樣道理啦，你以呢種方式繼續去觀察，咁睇到佢嘅明法色法嗰個變化啦。咁當佢係你睇到佢嘅每一個剎那即係生住滅嗰個剎那咧。佢嗰個生同埋滅嘅相，你都睇得好清楚嘅咧，咁就話你達到第二個內觀嘅字就叫生滅字。
Now we say when this udyapaya jnana, so the knowledge that sees the arising and the perishing of mental materiality very clearly, becomes gains in strength and becomes strong. Then upekilesa, impurities of vipassana will arise. So we will discuss this later on. So we should take a break now. So we are already a little late. So we take a break for about 20 minutes, I think. Not 20 minutes will be enough. So then we continue.
咁我哋去到呢、個生滅字嘅階段咧，每一個小嗰個剎那都睇得到個生滅啦包括明法同色法咁咧呢個時候咧，當生滅字有足夠嘅力量嘅時候咧，我哋好多時會睇到10種內觀嘅業嘅咁講到呢度咧，就暫時停一停，咁翻嚟我哋再講埋嗰10種嘅內觀嘅業啦。咁我哋休息20分鐘而家。